Another just powerful and very practical thing to focus on in infertility is intimacy and closeness. I think staying focused on intimacy without the intention of making a baby is really important, because even if you're like, okay, well, we can't get pregnant naturally, and then you go into an IUI and you're like, oh, we need to be doing this. We need to make sure we're, you just become so focused on the sexual piece being to make a baby and to be scientific and to line up with your appointments. And it's nice just to, I think we've mentioned this before, take time off of your fertility journey and treatments, and then just to be focused on the intimacy because you like to be intimate with one another.
Yeah, I think that part of prioritizing your marriage is those breaks sometimes, which are hard to do, but also I know for us, there were just times when we knew, like we just know that we need this. And I'm not saying like we took a year off. It was like, a month or 2 months.
Yes.
And again, I felt like that was something that helped restore intimacy for us and just helped us focus on each other and our relationship. Because again, sometimes things can get lost in the busyness of planning.
Yeah. And women especially, like when we are in treatment, we are completely hijacked by hormones.
Yes.
And medications, and like we're following this schedule of like I have to take this at this time of day and whatnot, and you don't feel like yourself, and you might not even realize it until you take time off and you're like, wow, it feels good to feel like me again for a little bit. And I remember getting to that point we did 7 IUIs, and they were not 7 months back to back. There was time in between, because I remember feeling like I do not feel like myself. My brain does not feel like my brain, and my emotions are not me. And I need to just get back to myself for my sake and for my husband's sake, so he can have the wife that he's like kind of used to having. And so you have to, I think as women, especially being the ones that we're putting everything in us, being willing to say, okay, I need a break. This is better for me is really helpful. And then that also, I think, links to better intimacy, more real and true intimacy with your spouse during that time, because when you don't feel like yourself, that can sometimes take a nosedive too.